What is up? How is everybody? I don't know why this won't let me click this thing now. How is everybody doing today? It's fine Wednesday. I almost forgot what day it was. Uh, we are live. I haven't been live in a minute. I was actually thinking about this today because I was going to make a post to say, hey, I'm going live. And I was like, oh my God, right? Like, how long has it been since I went live? And I feel like a long time. So the reason why I'm live is because this awesome freaking person said they would talk to me. And I want to talk to them. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go live. Very entertaining. All right. So to introduce this person, this person's a gem. They have a witty sense of humor, a little dry, little one-line expert. Drop a one-liner here and there. You got to pay attention to it. All right. But there is not someone that I could say is better than her when it comes to what she does. Her area of genius. She is brilliant. She don't make comments. Oh, nice. Hey, good morning. What's up, man? I'm going to put that on there. So I thought that was backstage commenting. I was like, do not do that. No, that will take my attention. But the woman I'm about to introduce, she's amazing. Literally one of the best I've ever seen do what she does and how she does it. Plus is an amazing heart and soul, cares and wants to give back, wants to make the world a better place. Literally like all the things that I'm excited about and like get hype about in life, this person does. One of the best things about her is that she is her and she is real about it, which I truly appreciate real in this world. And she is it. So without further ado, let me bring out one of the best I've ever seen do it in the marketing space, period, and in life. And someone I'm lucky enough to call friend and Unleash You Now family, the Unleashed, Meredith Sobus.
Hello. How are you?
What? You're here.
What's up?
I thought you sent me a comment backstage, so I went to look, but it was a real comment live, and I was like, oh, shit.
There's somebody here. Hello.
Oh, my God. We are live.
It worked. You pressed all the buttons you were supposed to. All 18 of them.
Right? I finally got, oh, no.
What?
This is, okay, it's a little better. I finally got the Instagram side to work. I will tell you, not the best, but it's there. All right. First time they do vertical. They do vertical.
Yeah.
They do a lot of that. All right. Strike a pose. Josh is in the house. What up, Josh?
Hey, Josh.
Went to Harvard. You didn't know?
Super smart.
Super smart.
Never wears
huge part too.
Yeah. Great guy.
Never wears shoes. The worst part of him. That might be the worst part of him. He doesn't wear shoes ever. He puts his feet on you. It's not fun. So, Meredith, before we get rocking, and I just, try to spew all your goodness and challenge you in the best of ways. Tell everybody a little bit about you. What you're about.
So I work in the marketing space like you talked about, and what I do kind of gets broken down into two big buckets. I either help people who have a lot of time but not a lot of knowledge. I teach them about marketing, or I work with people who have no time but a lot of knowledge, and I do their marketing for them. So it's really exciting that I get to kind of flip-flop back and forth between big companies and solo entrepreneurs just to help everybody do a little bit more marketing, because I'm a total nerd about marketing, as you and I have had some really fun conversations about it, and it keeps me going.
Way to do that faster, I was hoping. So what do you think is the biggest mistake people make while marketing or talking about their business?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think they don't know why they're doing what they're doing. I think that's something I see really often these days. So often we talk about like, what's your why for entrepreneurship? And I think that's super important, but also like, do you understand the reasoning why you're doing what you're doing? Like right now, one of the big trends is longer form social captions. And I'm so curious when I see so many entrepreneurs posting those really long captions. Do they know why they're doing that? Do they understand that because they're posting the longer captions, they're actually increasing their dwell time? So the algorithm says, hey, this person must be interesting because people are reading what they wrote. When in reality, you have to scroll pretty far on some of these really long captions just to move past them. So they're tricking the algorithm. And so when you know why you're having these longer captions being suggested to you either by other professionals like us or through their AI of choice, I think that empowers them to make smarter decisions, to know, oh, okay, there are other ways that I can increase my dwell time as well. It doesn't just have to be a lot of words. So I think the why is definitely part of it, both the why behind your business and the why behind your marketing tactics. What do you think is the answer to that question?
This isn't about me, it's about you.
I know, but it's a conversation, and now I'm curious. So I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions, I think. Part of my
You're trying to send it back to me. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
What up, Valeria? All right. So I think I'm going to say almost like a novice answer, I feel, but it's very relevant in what I see. I think the economy is not great. I think we can all kind of agree to that.
Yeah.
Right. Not a political opinion. Just the economy is what it is. Everything's more expensive, yet you're making the same or less doing what you're doing. Right. Yeah. So that equals not as good economy. And I think that brings fear with it to a lot of entrepreneurs. And with that fear, we get, tense and worried. And we're like, if we're not getting more people, we're going to lose.
Yeah.
Right. And it makes us become bland and vanilla in our marketing so we can reach more people. But the problem is it might reach more, but it doesn't trigger more buyers.
Yeah. It's quality over quantity every day.
Right. And I was having this debate with someone that was talking to me about how big you could build a YouTube channel in 3 months. And I was like, yeah, we don't really get paid per view.
And what you
can right. So it's like, who are we bringing there? Because if none of them are buyers, we're doing nothing for our business. Right. So I think one of the problems with a lot of and especially I see this a lot anymore in the coaching space. It's why I always yell at you and you're like, life coach. I'm like, don't ever call me that.
I have never called you life coach.
Good. Yeah. Thank God. Praise him. I hate that term. It's because no one's mastered the thing we call life. It gets us all right. So it's like, what is it that you really do? What's result do you really get? And who do you get it for? If you can answer those questions, you can answer it like this. There's a problem. It's you, right? But there's a problem. And they can use right. And they can use Meredith to help them get out of it.
And you.
All right. No, I just sit here. So if you were to tell someone start doing this today in your business and you'll start seeing progress faster, what would be the thing you would tell them to start doing?
I'm a data nerd. Hey, Lauren. I'm a data nerd, so I would say focus on the data. And you talked about, we need to grow our audience. We need to get all these numbers in. That's a vanity metric, right? It does not move the needle at all. But if you look at some of the other ones, I could get so niche here, and you could look at your conversion rate through pipeline velocity, and you can look at your customer acquisition rates and your customer acquisition costs and how you can continue to lower those, right? Those will make monumental changes in your business. But I think just the fact that you suggest that there might be math involved, people really shy away from it. So I say look at the data and don't be afraid of math. Math is not my strongest suit, but you'll figure it out if you realize it's going to turn into dollars.
Right. I love that. I always say, especially starting off, one person, one offer, go. Right. Because me and what I see a lot of people in the space, right, is people will have websites, beautiful looking ones. Right. They'll have everything that's going to be dripped out for their format. They'll have the flow of all their material, right? They'll have freebies out the yin yang, right? But they have no buyers,
Right.
right? And I'm like, why'd you do all of that before you knew if anyone wanted it?
Because that's easier, right? You talked about fear earlier. It's safe when you have to work on, yes, Josh, we love the math when it makes us money, especially when it makes us money. We talk about like websites and landing pages, and there's a known quantity there. There are different steps that you can follow. First, I need to do this, then I need to do that, and so on and so forth. But when you say to someone who doesn't have history in like going out and finding clients, like, oh, well, who are you targeting? Then they're like, hold up, I'm going to have to think about that. And I think, I'm guilty of this too. You just start spinning your wheels, thinking about everything, and then you freak yourself out completely. And then you're like, well, I have a pretty website. Like my website is succinct. It's got a few pages. It does the job. If you've got more questions, you know to call me. And I think sometimes the people that have the most elaborate websites, I've spent so much time on them because it feels so much safer than having to go out and have some conversations that feel a little awkward.
Right. I mean, you put the I just left it out there. Sorry. You put the fear of rejection, the fear of looking like a fool, right? The fear of disappointment, but also then the fear of success.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're all there. I know people that are afraid of failing. I know people that are afraid of winning.
And they probably wouldn't say it that way, but they just talk themselves out of it before they can even get there.
Right. And we believe that if we use a bigger net, we'll catch more. But we know whoever has a bigger net has bigger holes.
I've been thinking about that.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's a good one. Talk about one-liner.
I learned from you. At least for this one. When I start saying the bad stuff, I didn't learn from there. Right. I don't want people to judge you.
I am cursing like a sailor. You're right.
Yeah, horrendous. The way you act towards people, rough. No, that was weird. I don't know if
I've not met you yet. Hi, I'm Meredith, and apparently I'm the worst person on the planet.
The most amazing, if you're sitting with me, I sit with sinners and saints, and you're definitely on the saint side. All right, I got to give it up to my boy Tony Diaz. This guy's been with me 20 years ago in sports talk, and he's still here. So I love Tony Diaz, even though he's a Dodger fan, and you know what I'm going to say after that. It starts with F. So when we're looking to attract our client to become a buyer, what are some of the things that we should keep in mind to accomplish that feat?
To attract someone to being a buyer?
Yeah.
Honestly, just understanding the basic funnel, really, for me. So I break it, the basic funnel has 3 sections. Who doesn't love awkward convos? It's just usually the reaction at the end where you leave and you go, stupid, stupid, stupid. So I don't love that piece of it. I'm going to skip that comment that just came up. Attracting people to become buyers. I look at the buyer's journey in the basic funnel. So you start with awareness, right? And a lot of people think that awareness is they need to know that I'm a business that exists. And frankly, I don't think that's true. I think awareness is they need to be aware that they have a problem in the first place. And some people understand that they do have a problem, and other people just realize that something's not working and they can't put a name to it. So when you're building out content and it's at the awareness level, that really top of funnel, we call it tofu in marketing. You really want to kind of like point out like, hey, have you thought about the fact that you might be having an issue over here? And some people get all stubborn and say like, oh no, I'm good just the way I am, but they also don't understand like what's available to them to make them better. So that's what your top of funnel is. And then middle of funnel, that's all the consideration stuff. So now I'm aware that I have a problem and I'm considering you to fix it, but I'm probably also considering someone else to fix it for me too. So how can you kind of stand out above the rest in that section? And then of course you've got the decision stage, that bottom of funnel. That's when you get more like niche content, a little bit more details. That's usually when pricing conversations start to come in, if not like the later stage of consideration as well. So you just gotta start like spamming things out, which is easier said than done, I'm aware. But yeah, I think I just
So
talked myself in a full circle.
I like it. I want you to make fun of me. I'm gonna put me out here. I want you to make fun of me. When I was younger and a new business owner,
Yeah.
right, which meant I had no fucking clue what I was doing.
Right. But you
Right.
probably thought you were the toughest guy in town.
Still the toughest guy in town. I
But
just
now
wasn't
you're something
very.
to back it up. That
I
helps.
just wasn't very smart. I was just a grinder, right? So I didn't know any of the other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I did all the things, right? I bought the 5-figure website.
Oh,
All right. I
classic.
was in the local newspaper.
That's
I
how
was in the local guide. All right. Delaware people with their guides. I was in the Groupons. Right. They were great.
I thought you said group space Hans, and I was like the dictator, not what. So
Nope.
I'm back with you, Groupons. Got it.
Yeah, perfect. Right. We had a commercial TV. We had a radio commercial. All right. We were in. I did all these things. Spent all this money and resources and
Okay, were you
time.
also in debt?
Yeah. First of all, if you start a business not in debt, that's impressive. Second, I started a business, got in debt, got more in debt by trying to make the business grow. Right. Which, by the way, I will say this. I know Patrick Reed gets mad at me every time I do. We disagree on this. I don't think all debt's bad debt.
Mm.
Right. I do think there is good debt and bad debt.
Yeah.
Right. So when we're like, oh, you can't go in debt to start a business, I'm like, listen, sometimes percentages say you're going to. And then they say
money.
right. And then percentages say that you're not going to make that back for 3 to 5 years. That's the odds. All right. Now, the part that gets really sucky, I don't want to tear down entrepreneurs here. The part that gets really sucky is most of us you fail before you get to 3 to 5. So that's the problem. There's the rub. You don't get back to the get back. Right. But I'm stubborn. I was like, I'll just keep getting my ass kicked. But I will not leave the fight, making you think that I was afraid or something. Right. Yeah. Right. Like I might get my ass kicked, but I'm not going to live on my knees kind of thing. All right. So I did all these things in the business. And we opened the doors and like no one came in, right? Like Field of Dreams is a lie. Build it and they will come.
I love that line. They're like, if you build it, and you're like, not quite. And they're like, if you're consistent, I'm like, not always.
Yeah, there's some things to this that they do not tell you, mm-hmm. Right? Bastards, right? But, and so let's say someone's about to take this jump, and I just talked about all the mistakes I made. If you were starting day one, open the door, or starting online, whatever it was, starting a business today, what are some ways that they can go about building customers, client revenue, cash flow without necessarily doing all the dumb things I did and wasting a whole bunch of money, as I found out? So they don't have to live the same 10 years I did about just trying to make that all back.
I will say, though, those 10 years gave you a pretty interesting perspective and makes you a little bit more relatable. So I wouldn't be so quick to wash it away. James, what's up? But I would take it one customer at a time, right? Like, don't be afraid of time. And I think that's how you and I differ. You are like, let's go quick. I'm going to keep going and keep going and keep going. And I am like, okay, we're just going to make it to this next track and this next track and keep going. And eventually we're going to find a hill that goes down in a good way, because then we build up some momentum. Kinetic energy is good. Uphills are not good. We don't want uphill battles. We want downhill battles. You've got the advantage there. So yeah, we take it one step at a time. And what's interesting with marketing, thank goodness, the invention of the internet helped us out so much, right? Like there's so much you can do now. Everything is so much more accessible that there's marketing that you can do that's free. You just have to know why you're doing it and what you need to do. So having, a Groupon or a local ad, like those are expensive, but sometimes they're worth it. But you've got to have something else on other channels to kind of back it up. So you have to have a presence somewhere. A lot of entrepreneurs that I talk to think the end all be all is their socials and their website. Those are the main channels that they think of. Downhill, not uphill. Got it. And so the different channels are so important. Your website is where you can prove that you can do what you say you can do. And your social medias show that like you're the kind of person I'd want to hang out with enough to get it done. And that's kind of how I view them. And so your personality should come out a little bit in your website, but probably a little bit more on the professional side. And then your socials, like have fun, right? Because if they're going to spend time, I love that you're giggling at me at this because you do this. It's like, okay, yeah. If you get in thinking that you're super like, all buttoned up, suit and tie, then they're going to be a little surprised when they start to hang out with you. Go ahead. I know you have a comment back to that.
I'm loving this.
Okay, good.
That is so on. I mean,
so sarcastic.
I think no. That's funny. No, I think as time goes on, we're seeing more and more websites become more of a prove it.
Yeah, it's a have to have. Like you can't escape it, but you don't have to spend all your time there.
Right. I think it's more like, hey, I see you. I see what you're doing. Show me a website so I know it's real.
Right.
Right. There's numerous times where MML, Movie Maker Live,
does not have a website.
You've been to a couple of them. It does have a website.
It hasn't. I've been to one there was not.
Yeah, we changed that because there was a lot of people with problems with that. But everyone thought it was fake and it didn't have a I was like, what? Right? Like, but that would be the thing. Like, people would be like, this sounds great. Like, this is amazing. Like, I can't believe this happens. And you do this. And then like, can I see the website? I'm like, all right, we don't really believe in websites. All right.
You got a Facebook page?
Yeah, I got some landing pages. I got some, funnels, but the fancy. But and that's after that we started making where it was a very simple website just to be able to show people it is real. This is really happening. These are the people before. Look, these are real people. And now with AI, no one believes anything anyway. All right, so it makes it pointless. But I think it's like through social now, this is where I want your opinion on this because I get in this argument like every week.
Right.
And it drives me banana sandwich.
Okay.
Because I know some older entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Right? I know some redneck entrepreneur. I don't know if you can tell by the look at me. My neck's literally red. But I got some redneck entrepreneurs, some old school entrepreneurs that are like social media. They really don't sound like that. I don't know why I made that accent.
Horror.
Right? What even happens on there? That's so pointless to have some social media. I don't even like being social and I don't like the media. Right? Like, I'm like, all right.
Okay.
And I'm like, imagine telling a business owner that they have access to millions, if not billions of people for free. And a business owner would be like, I don't like it. It doesn't sound right. Right? Like, so I'm under the thing there. I used to think your website was like one of the most important things. I have fallen off that wagon. I literally we want to bet making six figures through a course without having a website. Right? So I'm like, the thing people should be focused on is reaching their people so you can build the audience, create the buyers, and then start serving, right? Because the lifeline of a business is cash flow.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't have that, there's some bad news. Yeah, bad news and not bears.
You're not making it to the 3 to 5 years to make your debt back.
Right. So it's like the number one thing until you're profitable and you see a certain way, the number one thing is cash flow. How can I increase cash flow? How can I increase cash flow?
Yeah.
All right. And I don't think necessarily a website does that because someone has to get the people to the website. I always tell the story about how I spent all that money on a website, literally multiple 5 figures, got this amazing website. And the first day, 6 people went. Right. And I was like, this is great. Right. Even though 6 people is not a lot. But at first, I was like, oh my God, 6 more people heard about us. We're killing it. All right. And then 2 the second day. I was like, wow, that's not good. It's going down. All right. And then I found out I was one of the 2.
Yep. I was like, that's the classic trap. You're like, our website
Yeah.
traffic's gone up. Let me check the website. And you're like, oh, dummy, it's you.
Right. I was one, and my mom was the other one. She's not buying anything from me. And I was like, I spent all this money for my mom to see what I'm doing. I can just tell her. She watches me like a damn hawk anyway. All right. So me, I have like this love-hate relationship with websites because of what happened to me. I'm scarred from the past, right? So I need you to tell me and tell the people, like, if you're starting out, how much is to worry about the website? How much is, where are you going? Where are you spending your energy? Where are you spending your time? Things of that nature.
Yeah. So the website, I'd spend like 15% of your time. Like like we just said, you have to have one because you've got to prove that you're a real person and you've got a real business. But I think anything deeper than that, and you're avoiding something. And so your website should not cost you 5 figures. You can figure it out. There are so many builders these days. You know, you could spend $20 a month and get a website, and just be consistent in your languaging. And frankly, if you spend so much more time on your website, like, there are so many little things that will unconsciously turn off a potential buyer and you don't even realize it. So, you know, you think that you need to have imagery on your website, but if you use too many stock images, I'll look at your website and go, that looks like a scam. I'm not going there. And there are other things too, right? Like if you spend time using a typeface or a font that's got serifs, those are the little feet on things, then, you know, it's harder to read. The sans serif fonts, which are the ones that don't have any feet on the T's and the L's and whatever, they're designed to be easier to read online. And so, like, why are you making your own job harder on yourself if you're trying to get cash flow in and you're sending these people away before they've even had a chance to interact with you? Social media, I think, is important, but I also think it's important that you know where your buyers are. So like my big corporation clients, they're not hanging out on Facebook, and they're the ones that make me the most money. So I'm not going to spend all my time on Facebook because it's not making me money. It's just wasting my time, right? Then I'm avoiding something. And I can see you aggressively nodding because I'm learning how to start spending more time on Facebook. And if you guys could hear the private conversations between Michael and I, it's a lot of groaning, mostly on my side, going, ugh, I don't want to do it. So I feel the pain. So yeah, you got to focus on the channels where your buyers actually are. And in order to focus on the channels to know where your buyers actually are, you have to know who your buyers should be. and if your buyers, if you think about it and you go, oh, I just want to help people. First off, I'm really starting to hate that word because it's giving like a feeling of, because you're weak, you can't do it yourself. I have to help you. And that's like such a terrible feeling for someone to have. And now it's this, like, it's even behind you. We help blank do blank, which is a great like starter equation to start figuring out like what you need to say, but expand upon it. Tell me more. What are these pain points that they're suffering from? Because if I'm in a conversation with you and then you make me feel bad about myself, I'm going to be like, you know, probably not my new best friend to hang out with. So anyway, all of that to say, your buyers should also have money. And if your ideal customer profile are these people you're helping and they have no money, then you've sunken yourself before you've even gotten off the dock. And that's really embarrassing to sink when you're still standing on the pier. Like, you know, it's one thing when you sink in deep waters. I've got so much respect for you for even going out there, but if you haven't even stepped on the boat and it's already bubbling under the surface, that's when everybody looks at you and goes, oh, you know, like, poor guy, bless his heart. Yeah, the sad tuba starts to play. So yeah, I think you have to figure out your channels based on your buyers. And if you don't know who your buyers are, then you don't really have a foundation to then build a business upon. So you can spend hours upon hours on your messaging. You can spend hours upon hours on your website, on your social media, but like, you're not doing anything. You're just impressing yourself and possibly your mother.
So that was a dig towards me, I feel.
No, it's because I'm like, look, I posted on LinkedIn today, and then my mom goes, "Oh, let me go like it," and I'm like, "Thanks, Mom."
Yeah, my mom doesn't even like my stuff. I'm like, dang, wow, you're a hard person to please.
That's cold.
You know my mom, right? I absolutely love what you're talking about now, right? Because this is one of the biggest things I feel like people in business, entrepreneurs, do not want to do, and this is the reason why so many of them fail.
Yeah,
right?
And then they also have to stand on a soapbox and be like, "By the way, you should pay me to do this for you, even though I have no clients." And
don't get me started.
I'll take my own advice, and I'm like, it's maddening.
Don't get me started. I had to delete a post today.
Uh-oh.
Because someone's like, they're going to think it's about them, right? And I'm like, if it is, they should read it. Right? Like, I'm not the guy that's like, oh, they're going to think it's about them. Oh, if it is, they should adjust. You know what I mean? They should read it and go, oh, I should change. Right? I shouldn't do this. If your guilty conscience makes you feel like it, there might be a reason. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling people asking, is your post about me? Right? Like, because I don't think so. Right? I don't think you think about me at all. So I don't think your post about me.
Your answer is, it might be.
Yeah. That's like, I don't know, did it speak to you? All right. Then you can check yourself. Because listen, like James says this all the time. I'm going to call it behaviors. If that is your behavior, there's two questions. Do you want this to be my behavior or not? If the answer is yes, who cares what I think? If the answer is no, second question, how can I change it? What do I want it to be like? Right, there you go. That's all you need. Good job. Welcome to adult. Right. But I have this huge issue that I'm fighting. I'm fighting it more now than I've ever fought it before, even though I've been saying it for years. Because the economy isn't what it was. Right. So like now the dollar isn't, oh, it's okay. It's a bull economy. It has been for a decade plus, like it was a couple years ago. Right. Meaning that it's not that anymore. The dollar is more precious than it's ever been. Right. So like I have a real beef where people are like, come to me and let me build your business. Well, I know their business sucks. It would be different if you didn't have a business. And it would be different if you said, let me help you with your marketing. That's a piece of your business doesn't go because you're good at marketing. That's a piece of it. Right?
You're not going to ever see me calling out people and go, let me help you with your accounting. If I ever see that, run. Like,
yeah.
Run.
Can you imagine me being like, let me show you systems and spreadsheets? What? Don't listen to Michael. Right? Like, right? Like you guys know, you guys come to an event, you don't might not even get a schedule. Like you might have to guess when the doors open. You're never going to get a detailed schedule from me because I know what you will do. I almost said bad names there. I know what you'll do if you get a full schedule. Oh, I don't need to hear this person. Oh, this topic's not for me. You don't know. Go. All right. Like unless any of you are Bill Gates right now or someone that you don't despise that has a lot of money, put them in that place. Maybe I understand if you're like, I don't need to hear Michael talk about this. But other than that, like what level do you think you are to take away someone's greatness or area of genius and think you can't get nothing from it? Like you're crazy to me, but I have a real like intensity, right? And like, I don't know how many people know me. I used to be a little more intempered in my youth, right? That was a nice way of saying it.
That was.
Thank you. I have calmed myself now, but there's a lot of people that talk about building your business. Right here, I'm going to tell you a couple of things that drive me crazy. Then you can tell me if I'm crazy or things that drive you crazy. However you want to take this. It's your thing.
Go on mute because I'm probably going to cheer you on for some of these.
Right. Let me build your business while I couldn't build my business. There's a problem. You don't build businesses then. Get more direct. And then I don't even know if you know what you actually do well or not. So it scares me even more. But stop taking people's money if you can't actually deliver the service, the result. Here's another thing. There's a difference between taking action and getting results. They are not the same thing. Right? Someone told me today, I only deal with action people. I don't know what the hell that means. People doing jack shit, that's their action. It's action. Right? It just doesn't give a good result. Right? There's people every day. There's people we know. Some, not many. There's a couple people we know that post every day, but they don't do any of the things needed to make the post actually work. So they're taking action, but they're not going to get the result because they're not doing the other things needed to get the damn result. Right? So stop telling me about action, right? Like I'm back in the early 2000s, and it's that damn lights, camera, action, saying, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson, right? Like clearly I'm really good at doing that and sounding like I'm rapping.
You gotta
But
do it.
Thank you. It was one of my favorite songs.
Okay.
Right? I used to dance in the club to it, you know what I'm saying? And before my knees were stiff, I could dance.
It's okay. The music's so loud we don't hear it when it pops.
Yeah, 100%. All right. I can really pop and lock now. It's not my choice. But so it drives me crazy. It's like we're at a point now, and I want you to jump in. We're at a point now that every single move matters more.
Yeah.
Because the more wasted moves now, the more cost it has. Right? So I don't want to do a bunch of things that are going to create more resistance in me getting to where I need to get to in order to serve where I need to serve, in order to make what I need to make. So it's like, I want to be like, time out. Stop the game for a second, but not enough people will listen.
Clock is frozen.
This is now for just the serious people in the room that can actually get the result they say they can get for their people in what they say they can get them in. Any of you generic BSers, any of you people that, this is how I always feel, if you're real generic, you're not making much money. Mm-hmm. And that's why you're trying to be generic, because you think that might help you. Right? And you use all the ChatGPT hot words, right? And all the trendy hashtags and shit. Hashtags aren't even trendy anymore. But all the trendy right? To try to make someone buy something that you really cannot deliver. And that bothers my soul.
Yeah, because they're not being effective. And I think, so there's a couple different arguments, and my brain's going in like 18 different directions. So we're just going to have like a moment where we jump across to many different points. But it bugs me when people are like, you know what, I can figure it out. And then they sell it as if they are an expert, right? And I know you and I have beef with the word expert. We joke about it all the time. So maybe that's the wrong word choice for the day. But if you have to look up how to help someone when they're asking you questions, you're not qualified on the topic, right? Like your responsibility is to keep learning, but don't take someone else's money to pay you for your learning process. Like that's unfair. And I think, I actually think it was Bobby Jones. I know he was on earlier. I don't know if he's still listening, but Bobby Jones mentioned this on the Movement Maker Virtual. You know, like you have an ethical responsibility to your customers who are paying you, but you also have an ethical responsibility, like as a business owner in the marketplace, to represent yourself in a good light. And I think that that's really important. And I think that's something that a lot of people are missing. And so, yeah, they freak out that they don't have clients, that they don't have money coming in. They see someone else successful in a very specific space. They go, oh, I can figure out how to do that. They log into their AI engine of choice, as James just put in the chat, right? Like they are there to appease you. So they're going to tell you like, oh, gold star for the day you're learning. Good job. And it's like, I don't need the Miss Rachel treatment in my life as an adult. I need someone to be like, hey, no, you are very much at the beginner level of this. Like you haven't even graduated to intermediate, and therefore you are not qualified on this topic. And that's dangerous. And then of course, like for me, I launched a new offer. It launches next week, it closes next week. And it's built for the people who call me and say, I've been so burned by other marketing agencies, and now I won't invest in marketing. And I'm going, okay, valid, right? Like sometimes we get taken advantage of and it's through no fault of our own, right? Like we just go, okay, learned a lesson, moving on, that hurt. But I felt the need to design an offer for those people because they don't even realize what some of them are investing in, right? Like some people say, I hired a marketing agency. You look at the paperwork and they hired a growth agency. And you're like, what does that even mean? You know? And can they prove it? Or is their testimonial like their third cousin who doesn't have the same name as them, giving them kudos to say, oh yeah, they're a great person to work with. You just don't know. So now I'm high up on my soapbox, if you care to comment.
I'm loving it. You're 100% right. I mean, you hit things I hit. Like, yes, there's a whole lot of, it's one of the reasons why we're kind of doing some of the things we're doing backstage, behind the curtain that are coming out, is because we feel like, one, the people that are actually good at what they do are the quietest.
Yeah.
The people that are shitty at what they do are typically the loudest, right? Typically. Right? And so the attention is going to the people that really can't do it. And the people that really can are scared to get off the damn step and jump into the game.
Because they feel that depth of responsibility to be like, oh crap, well, what if I can't deliver? And that's just, imposter syndrome talking and tall poppy syndrome, whatever. But yeah. And then there's also the piece where it's like, maybe I'm not busy shouting from the rooftops what I'm doing because I'm actually busy helping people. And so sometimes I see these people that are posting several times a day and I'm like, oh, they literally have nothing better to do.
See, like, oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Sometimes, not always, right? Because you can use
100%.
regulars, you can put a lot of content out there and do it in batches. But yeah, if I start seeing you're posting 16 times a day for the next 18 months, I'm going, whoa, nobody batches content like that. Like, no one.
And now it's crazy because now I don't even know if you're doing that. I don't know if you have a bot doing that. I don't know if you have autoresponders coming to people. My favorite is there's a whole community out there, whole community that talks about relationships nonstop, right? While at the same time they have scheduled bot posts, autoresponders, and bot DMs. Literally, you're not talking to a person the entire time. That means I can have a conversation I'm thinking with that person, then see that person and go, man, that was great what you said to me online. And I know that person's not going to have any idea. And then we're going to have to either A, say, oh man, my social media is ran by a computer.
Yeah, it's all automated.
Yeah, it's not me.
For this interaction, which is typically gold, right? Like you want people to have that. You're just like, actually, you don't matter to me, and therefore I'm not interested.
Right. And that's the first, or the second's even scarier to me. It's where they say, yeah, that was great, wasn't it? I'm so glad I could be there for you. And what you're telling me is you don't really give a damn about relationships. They're all fake. You care that someone believes they have a relationship with you. And that is the anti-relationship.
Yeah, that's
because it's
a great way to build belief. You just keep on with that.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, whoa, because they're like, Mike, do you make your post? I'm like, yeah. They're like, do you respond to people? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that's why sometimes it's kind of miss. They're like, oh my God, do you answer your DMs? I'm like, yes. They're like, bro, you got to stop that. I was like, no, I will not automate the relationship part.
No, that's stupid. You automate the boring stuff. Like, oh, you send an invoice for this amount every month. Would you like to just set up an automation for that? And you go, yes, because that's taking time away from what I'm doing.
Right. Because to me, it's like the whole thing is building relationships that you can serve, and they can serve you, and then they'll know people you can serve, and you know people they can serve, and that's the whole point of building it. And so I can actually know you, because if I don't know you, the only way I can help you is if I give you some cookie cutter bullshit that ain't really going to work. All right? Because if I don't know you, I can't truly help in a way that's true to you.
Right.
Unless you fit the group.
If I wanted some generic, like, you don't need to know that much about me, then I'll go to ChatGPT.
Right, facts. All right. So it's killed the spaces, but that's why there's so much doubt in space. That's why there's so much disbelief, hate almost, right? And we feel that. So this is the battle we face. I'm sure you do too. It's the people don't believe. We talk about our events. They're like, I've been to plenty of these pop events. You can get me run through a wall and then leave me there. I'm like, well, no, that's weird. I don't want you to run through the wall either.
Rabbit moment.
yeah. I don't want you to run through the wall, and I don't want to leave you there. How about that? Right? But it's like there's so much disbelief that we're spending. It's why the average touch point went from 14 to 48.
Yeah.
Right? It's because the BS in the space that's being allowed, and people want to call it the dumbest things in the space rather than call it the real shit.
Yeah,
right? They'll call it the inconveniences. Go ahead.
No, like for me, going back to the data piece from earlier, like IMS reporting, you have a score that's associated with all of those touch points. And when you get really good at your marketing, then it's like, oh, then they're automatically getting funneled through to sales to have those conversations. Like that's a good piece to automate, that scoring model. So you can say, wow, they have interacted with you 37 times, but you didn't automate. That's so sweet. She said, I'm so thankful you don't automate your DMs. That's a real person right there. So they pick the wrong places. And I think, what's worse than some of the automated, like, wow, that's a great point. When you automate some of those caption responses, there's nothing worse to me than when I'm scrolling through, and some of our, like even our friends in the family do this. It's like they have a comment finally on a post, and I go, oh, they have several comments on a post. Let's see what it is. And it says, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I help you do this. And it's like, wow. Like you couldn't even think of a creative message to be like, thank you so much for responding. Like, thank you for taking the time out of your day to want to talk to me about this. Because if this is your business, then it's at least one thing that you're passionate about in your life. Like you and I can nerd out for hours on this topic and many other topics, but if you actually want to take the time to talk to me about marketing, it's like, ooh, bring a notebook and a chair. Because like, it's not a stand-up conversation. Your legs will give out. And I'm never going to automate that away because I want to have those conversations.
I think you hit something here that I really dove into the last couple of days.
Okay.
Because I know a couple of guys, and especially from when I was in the basketball coaching world. All right, this will be I still say to this date is the dumbest argument that continues to go on. I don't understand.
Bring it on.
But it continues to happen. What's more important, motivation or discipline? And I hate the debate because neither one is the answer.
No, you'll have somebody saying, it's action. And then your brain starts singing that song again and doing the whole song.
Yep. Nope, I'm not even going to say that, right? Like, because, like, all we're talking, I think, one, people define crazy anymore. I love now that people, like, we define words different than they're really defined. All right, that's my new favorite thing. We're redefining words. I'm like, oh, shit, all right. But I'm like, so to me, discipline's like to do the thing with the resistance. Motivation is to do the thing with less resistance. All right. And I heard someone say this once, and I was like, this is brilliant. This was a while ago, but it was brilliant. And so it was like, who cares? All right. And what you just talked about is one of the key things when people get in business, and I'm so glad someone joined here because I'm going to bring them up to use them as an example, is it's obsession, right? Because business is extremely hard, right? Like I'm not here, like I know there's people in our community that hate when I say this. They're like, it's not hard, it's what you make it. Thank you, it's hard.
It's
right?
hard.
Right? It's hard.
Moment. Yeah.
There's a reason why so many fail so often, right? Like if you really look at it, like 10 years, to make it 10 years, only 4% of businesses ever created make it that long. Here's the crazier part. Of the 4%, 1% of that is actually profitable. Imagine me fighting to make it 10 years and still being like, we got to do it more.
Someday I'll get that money back.
Right? Yeah. We're going to keep adding it up here. Right. And I get what they mean because by that point you probably expanded. So that means you probably added debt to expand. Right. Mm-hmm. So I get it. Like there's things to it. It's not like they're just still down from day one. All right. That'd be crazy.
Right? You and I both know that some of them are.
Yeah. Right. Some are. Right. But I mean, that's persistent, man. Way to stay with it. But I'm going to bring up this guy for a second. Right. So he has a business in New York that kills it. It's a furniture store, like they make furniture and shit. It's crazy. They actually redid one of the old chairs, like my grandpa that my dad had. They redid it, made it perfect, right? Great work they do, right? Morris is a great guy. He also has other businesses there, cleaning, et cetera, et cetera. I don't have to get into all that, right? But then this dude now is like one of the smartest people I've ever seen in AI, and he's one of the few I actually trust in it. Yep. Why? Is because this guy became obsessed with it. All right, like before, like people will tell you about the apps or software that makes the thing, he's using it. Right? He has videos out from the video software he does, right? Like he has
I love
pictures out. Oh my God, right? His videos are great. He's putting out these pictures and graphics and he's telling people how to do it, right? Like I love that. But the reason why I love him in it, and lucky enough, I was on a cruise recently where I got to experience him do a training, which was beyond belief. And I don't want to rat anything out, but if you come to VIP day, for MML, you might get to experience some of his magic. Right? The thing with him is he obsesses over it. Right? It's like you with marketing. You obsess over it. You just said it. Bring a notebook and a pen. We're going to sit down. Right?
Like you're not going away quickly. Just know that.
Right. It's just, and it's like, that is the thing. That is what I trust.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like when people say, how do you have the discipline to post? It's not discipline. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with communicating to my people. Right? What is messaging? Messaging is communicating with your audience, of your ideal clients. I'm obsessed with messaging. I love it. Right? Like I do it every day because I want to. People are like, what's your hours? I'm like, I don't set hours. I work when I want to, and I want to every day. Right? Like I make a way to get to this office every day. I'm in this area every day. All right. I travel with a book bag that's like 200 pounds. Why? It's because I bring everything in there to set up an office and work because I love it. I couldn't imagine not doing it. Right. And I think that's the big differential in a space where we're talking about bottom lines and dollars and hours. And it's like, how much do you care? Because there's a billion ways to make money.
Yeah. And it's almost, I want to say it's selfish. Like, how much do you care about your own success in the space? Because, like, of course, especially when people are doing, like, you have a nonprofit, like, foundation, right? Like, I'm never going to ask you, how much do you care about it? Because the answer very obviously is a lot, or at least enough to do it. But how much do you care about the underlying points of it? Like, how much do you care about keeping the legacy alive, right? Like, how much do you care about making sure that other people are okay? And for you, these are non-negotiables. And for others, it's like, yeah, well, from 9 to 5, I care. Yeah, I care when I can leave and go to a baseball game. And entrepreneurship, like I started my business so I can get my time back, right? Like that is such a red flag sometimes when you hear people say that. And I'm like, no. I got into marketing because I'm tired of people being taken advantage of. Like, yeah, big difference.
I love when you say get into entrepreneurship, get your money, time back. That's funny.
I'd love to meet them. They're the ones that are building businesses.
All right. Yeah. The 4-hour work week. I was like, yeah, that was written by a guy that was killing it. Right. Like he could do that because he already put in the work and time.
Yeah, his business is also like 25 years old.
Yeah, you can't do that. It's your 7th day on the job. Like, what are you talking about? You got a lot of work to do, right? Like, what? Like that stuff drives me crazy.
On the phone and they're like, ugh. Like, also don't complain about it. Like, it's a gift to be able to work that hard, to have a work ethic, to pound the pavement every day to go find these people and talk to them. Like, also realize how privileged you are to be in that situation because you can go work at the Amazon warehouse. They're always hiring, right? Like if you've got a clean driving record, you can go deliver.
Damn, can't go there. Go ahead.
Sorry. I didn't even know that was a dig.
Damn. All right, go ahead.
You did have to be in the warehouse, but it's air conditioned, so you'll be good.
One thing off the list. Next.
You see my point. It's like you just said, there is a million different ways to make money and you can make a fortune working for someone else. And so, you don't have to say that entrepreneurship is only because, yeah, someone just said, I'm self-employed because I'd rather work 100 hours for myself than 40 hours for someone else. That's motivation in a very niche spot. You must have had some really terrible bosses in your past life. But I hope me, myself, and I meetings are really helping you. So yeah, there's a privilege to it. And I think sometimes, especially in the lower moments, like even I will forget that, where it's like, man, I'm having a tough month. Numbers are down. Nobody's calling me back. All of these DMs are going unanswered. And you're like, okay, how many hits can I take to my ego this month? And what's going to be that last hit where I just walk away? And I always can convince myself one more.
Oh yeah. Dude, I always tell people the only way I leave this arena is dead. So I'm going to be in here to the end. I'm not worried about retirement. I'm not worried about any of that stuff. I'm going to be in here till my cold hand needs to be pried off that microphone or whatever the hell I'm holding. Right? Just cold and tight. And the only thing I still got that has any strength in it is my hand grip. Right? Because I still do that stupid thing 100 times a day. Right? But listen, there's people out there that make 6 figures talking about the Ninja Turtles on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're into something, if you really care about something, you can make it something. You just got to be willing to put in the time and keep with it. Now, here's why that's important is because if you don't care, you're not going to put the time in. Right?
Right.
It's like anyone that tells me they're in it for money, I'm like, can't figure something else out.
Yeah, call somebody else.
All right, like or
more
get a job.
obsessed with AI. Like he cared enough about it to keep learning, to take the
Yeah.
realized it was worth the time it took to learn something new. And if you and I it took him forever to do a class about AI. And we were begging him for it. Like, please start talking about this more because you are knowledgeable on the topic. And so I also think if you are waiting for people to beg you to do to do the job that you can do, then you probably waited too long. But that's a separate issue.
Right. And if not, don't replace yourself in the areas which you're passionate about. See the areas you're not passionate about, and then think about that's where you bring in help or look for guidance. You said the word earlier, help. I was like, I've never said I help someone. Right. I like to use the word guide. I'm a big guide.
Oh.
Right. Like Lewis and Clark. I'm out here guiding. Right. And what I say is like I'm a guide through a path I've experienced.
Does that make you Sacagawea?
Yes.
Okay.
From now on.
Okay.
My new name. That's what you have to call me. The red bearded Sacagawea. It was close.
Sounds like a name for some really niche underground band.
No one's gonna be happy with you if you make me start a band because I cannot sing. All right, I'm not Jeff or David or any of the other ones. James, Jimmy, all right, whatever you call them. All right, I'm not any of them. All right, they can sing. I can't sing. All right, I can smoke cigars and drink whiskey though. Will you? All right, but that would be my band name. But to me, it's like terminology, like how we speak, how people think of us when they hear it. Like you said, there's certain words and things that are going to bring in not the audience you want. Right. And being aware of that is huge. So you said that with help. What are some other terms that you think people overuse that they shouldn't use because it's not really getting what they think it's getting across?
I think another one that I'm seeing a lot for the business optimization space is optimize. And I just used it in a sentence. And it's also automate, right? Like you can automate that. You can automate this. You can automate that. And it's like, but should you, right? Like have some discernment on the topic first. Like we talked about, don't automate out the relationship piece. There are some others that I wouldn't automate either. So I think automate is one of them. Honestly, just most of the buzzwords. You're like, what are you even talking about? If I can't figure out what you're talking about, like if you can't dumb it down for a kindergartner, they're like, are you smarter than a fifth grader? Well, most of us watched that show and did not pass the test. So talk about a kindergarten level. If a kindergartner does not know the word and you have to tell them what it means, that's probably not a good thing. And you and I are in the messaging and the marketing spaces. And if I have to Google something because I don't understand what you're talking about, instead of looking it up, I'm just going to write you off, right?
If you make me leave what you're doing to go look up to see what the hell you're talking about, you're lost. You're gone. You're out.
And I also will do 18 other things before I even look it up.
Yeah, I might look it up just to disagree with you. But now I'm mad that you made me go do something. Like, now I'm pissed. Like, don't take my time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They measure my life in this shit.
And cups of coffee if you listen to Rent the musical. The interesting places, the reason I hate help is because of the foundational emotion that follows it. And I think that when you're using words, I am not in the camp that we can redefine words. Words have a definition. Merriam-Webster is my friend. That's it. And so if you are someone that needs to redefine a word, then you're choosing an uphill battle because the entire population has agreed upon one definition. And you're not only trying to start a business, but you're also trying to change the definition of a word, right? Not worth it, not worth your time. But look at the emotional undertones of what you're talking about. Help makes me feel weak, but guide makes me feel like, you know what? Yeah, I could be guided somewhere. Sometimes I'm going to be like,
this is an adventure.
Yeah, but sometimes I'll be a little indignant, like, you can't tell me where to go. I'm going to go wherever I feel like going. And then it's like, okay, well, let's pick another word. So yeah, I don't know. I
and
don't
taking
think
you
I
where you want
answered
to
your
go.
question, but
You answered the best way possible.
thanks.
Also, I learned today there are a thing called vampire calls.
Yeah, I saw that and I didn't know what it said.
I was like, nice. I'm jealous. I thought I figured out how I could send myself stars because I need to do that, and I didn't. So it was excited for a second, and then disappointment real quick when I realized I couldn't send myself stars.
Bummer.
Because one of the challenges I have this week is to receive a star on a post. So we'll see, but I can't send it to myself. Damn it.
Does it count if you have to send it to yourself?
It doesn't actually. I tried.
Okay.
If it did, it did. You know what I mean? 'Cause I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to do the rules Facebook gives me to get the best result from Facebook. That's another thing too. Like, there's so many things I think people don't even know or think about. Right? Like, do you know, like, in your dashboard of Facebook, you can go in there and it has like weekly goals for you to hit.
I
Right?
never hit them.
Right? Do you know you could change the type of reason for those goals and then the goals change? Like,
No.
build your community, reach more people, right? Like, and it's like 4 or 5 different topics that you could focus on. I think one of them is monetize, right?
Mhm.
It's like they have all these different things, and if you can click the one you want, and then it's going to give you the list to best optimize that. I don't know if people even know that.
I didn't know that.
Right? All right, see? Look at that. God.
Learn something new every day.
Whew, that's hard to teach you something, so I'll take
That's
it.
not true.
Right? I mean something productive. So it's like, I don't even think people know that. And if you do that, it's like anything else. If you play the game, right, then you get rewarded for playing the game. It's like, if you do the things you should do to attract your ideal client, you're going to be rewarded for doing those things.
And for getting clients.
Right. Yeah, that's the win. Right. Because then you actually have people you can serve and impact and get real results and also make money doing it so you keep the lights on and live the life you desire. All right. What is the best piece of advice you ever got? Don't say anything I told you.
You know, when you ask those questions and like your whole brain just goes blank and you're like, has anyone ever given me advice in the whole history of my life? Are we sure that's ever happened? One of them is, you're worth the time it takes to learn something new. So I am a perfectionist and I've been working on it. So now I'm, just like incredibly competent. I have settled down one notch below perfection and just need to be incredibly competent at something. And so if it's not amazing right off the bat, then I used to just walk away and be like, not for me, we're done. Well, you can't do that in life. So you are worth the time it takes to learn something new. It's like, yeah, actually, it's going to take some time. It's fine. And you're going to figure it out. Like, you are capable of figuring that out. So that's mine. What's yours?
Dude, that's one of the best I've ever heard.
Really?
I love that.
Michael,
worth
you are worth the time it takes to learn something new.
Dude, that is, I really like that. Like, I'm not
I
even
say
being
it
sarcastic.
when I'm in the middle of such frustrating things. I'm like, gosh darn it, Meredith, you are worth the time it takes.
You ruined it with gosh darn it, but you were close. No, but I really like that. I've asked this question a lot. That was a very surprising answer that I actually really enjoyed.
Thank you.
All right. Mine is similar. I always just say you're worth it. Right? Like, you're worth going for the life you want. You're worth building this business. Like, you're worth it. Right? Like, for a long time, what held me back was me, right? There's a singer, rapper, I forget his name, Russ maybe, and he goes, and he's like, you hold you up, like the Miami University. It's like holding you up. That's what's holding you up, right? And I was I was like the mascot for holding up your life, right? And so many different. It was one of the last things that went for me where I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that, right? And I still, now my answer, like, what's your biggest problem, is always me. It's either my mindset to something, my thought of something, my stubbornness towards something, my not knowing something, but the problem is me, right? Because I do not want to be the guy holding you up, holding you back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I like that.
So it's you're worth it. Like, you're worth all of this. Like, go, like, do it. Why not? What's the worst going to happen? Man, I was a troublemaker. Not like take your TV troublemaker. Like, I was a troublemaker,
Okay.
right? I was laughing about. I was like, bro, I did a lot. I was like, we did different things. Right? And I was a troublemaker, and with my lifestyle and the way I lived, I didn't think I was worth anything. Right? What they say is the first time you get in trouble is, oh, your life's over.
What a daunting
Right?
thing
So
to
it's
say.
like, right? So it's like, people are like, I wonder why people repeat. I'm like, well, I don't know. When you tell them they're worthless and their life's over, what else they got?
Why try?
Yeah, it's like the mindset thing. That's why I was like, my mindset. Justin Danforth says it best. The biggest prison you're in is your mind.
Yeah.
Right. And it was like, oh, why should I do it? And then when I found out I was going to be a dad, I kind of changed my life. I'm not getting into that story. And then I was like, I'm not smart. I failed third grade. Right. So I just got to grind. Like, I just got to work. And then what that meant.
You graduated high school. Like, it's not
right,
like
yeah.
you never
And
made
then
it
spent
past
forever in college. Right. That'd be amazing. I'm out here just coloring. You know what I mean? I don't think that's what someone that didn't go past third grade does all day. But if it does, that would be me. Not getting past third grade. Right. But it's like there were so many different levels of me blocking me. Right. That made it where what we're experiencing now, I could have experienced before. But because I didn't do the things, change here, right? Learn the skills that you say you're worth learning it, right? Because I was hesitant and so stubborn, and my mindset was against that, it took me so much longer. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here, is because I don't want people to take the time I took to get here. So I want to speed this shit up for you.
Yeah, but some of them need to. Like sometimes you have to learn something the hard way, because learning the easy way, it's not going to stick.
I'm well aware of that, my friend.
I know. And like,
no, I don't know if I do something the easy way.
We talk about like the guardian angel that sits on your shoulder and the devil that sits on your shoulder, where like, I think, at some point in my brain, anytime I'm feeling the need to throw myself a pity party, I do hear Justin Danforth's voice. Because like, there is no one better to like make me feel like a fool than to just be like, I'm sorry, you're letting that stop you? Like, how pathetic can you possibly be today? Like, if I'm going to talk negatively about myself, at least make it productive. So you're
dropping some gems here at the end.
Thank you.
God, that was good. We got some writer downers.
Writer downer. So
someone said that. I said
it. I feel like I remember when that happened, but there are some things that you do need to learn the hard way. And sometimes if it doesn't waste enough of your time or enough of your money, then it's not going to motivate you to change what you're doing and how you're doing it. And so I think it's really admirable that you're trying to save people time and effort in certain spaces, but you and I both know that sometimes like you do need to just like fall flat on your face to be like, you know what, maybe not the best way to enter a stage. Like a friend of mine fell flat on his face right at his conference. And
oh, I said my friend of mine. She's talking about me.
I am talking about you. But you're never going to jump on a stage like that again. You're going to make sure that you can make it the first time. If you're going to jump.
I am gonna jump on a stage like that again.
Yeah, but
okay, because I'm stubborn. No, but you're right. There's a part of you that I'm like, you're 100% right. Like, I think Meredith. Oh, I'm reading it. Like, I can't just put it on the damn thing.
Kelly, I think you're pretty dang amazing too.
All right. No. There's a certain amount of ass kicking I think you need.
Yeah.
Right. It's like before I got in a fight, I thought I was tough.
And then you get hit.
Right. And then you get hit and you realize if you are or not.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, ouch.
Well, no, it was the opposite, really. It's not a great movie, but it is for me. There's a lot of scenes in it that are very accurate to like starting the life of like different setting. And it's like, before you get punched in the face, you think you get punched in the face, your whole body's going to shatter, right? Like you're a piece of glass. So you're like, bink, right? And you don't want that to happen. So you're nervous. And then you get hit and you're like, actually, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that wasn't that bad.
Now I'm a terracotta pot. Just got a little crumbles out of me.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, you could take this a little bit. Like, okay. Right. And then you get so far in it, and it's like the language even changes. You know this from people that like know marketing, people that don't know marketing. The language will change, right? Like people that don't really fight are gonna be like, they're knocked out. I'm gonna knock you out, right? Like that's something that's like when you fight enough, you're like, listen, that is a opportunity. That is a possibility for everybody involved, right? I see people train 6 months, lose like that. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like it's when you say things like that, it's like, oh, right. So there is a piece of the beating. And I think in entrepreneurship, you're going to get, right? Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Friend fell down and my jaw dropped. That's amazing. Right? Right? That's amazing. I think there's a certain amount in the fight that you need to experience so you have the fight.
Yeah.
Right? I used to be the guy that like I gave so much away for free. Right. And someone in the space, a guy I respected in the space too, was like, Mike, why do you do that? I'm like, oh, I want them to get the stuff and start like seeing traction and get progress and then come to me and maybe they'll hire me. And the guy's like, yeah, see, you're giving them the fix for this puzzle, but they didn't earn it or really even learn it. So the next part is going to destroy them because they're not prepared for that next part at all.
That's amazing advice.
All right. And it was like, oh, so then I took away like 90% of the stuff free because I was like, bro, I don't want that on my soul.
Yeah.
That I set you up for disaster. All right. So here's the work. I know you got a call. I know it's one doubt. What do you think? You have one thing, one message, just tell the world. Actually, I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Okay. You can think on that one for a second.
A less pressure-filled question.
Tell the first part. What is something about marketing that everyone needs to know, but few do?
One thing that everyone needs to know about marketing, but few do. Just because you're a consumer of marketing doesn't make you an expert on the topic.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Dang. All right.
Bet you weren't expecting that one.
I was not. That was a Meredith I've never experienced before. And I
loved
it.
Start all of this with, she hits some one-liners every once in a while. That is my concluding one-liner.
That was a good one. Got me. I wasn't prepared. All right. So, you get to say one last thing to humanity, to people as a whole. All right. This is what they're going to remember you told them. What are you telling them?
Lend a hand where you're able. Keep your hands in your pocket if you aren't.
Ooh. All right. Hands in my pocket for the rest of the day. No, I'm kidding.
You help people all the time. You guide people all the time. My apologies.
Listen, don't tell people that.
Sorry, Sacagawea.
I need to keep my image here. Rough exterior. Yeah, exactly. I'm in Justin's training.
Like when you do
it. Yeah. Anytime I walk over there, they're like, why are you walking like a tough? Why do you have a deep voice? This is the morning? I'm like, shut up. But
I say that to you a lot.
That is me a lot. Thank you. It's just my voice. I've been practicing by drinking whiskey and smoking cigars for years, trying to get my voice this way, and it finally is here. Meredith, thank you so much.
Thank you. This has been so much fun.
You have an amazing offer out. Anyone that has a business that doesn't want to spend a fortune but wants to get better at building their business marketing-wise, she has an opportunity for you. Please reach out to her on Facebook or anywhere you can to see this offer. It is amazing. I'm taking it. Right? It's amazing. No way to say no offer. Like just easy. Yes, please. It's so low for what she's doing. She's literally helped Fortune 500 companies, big ass companies and corporations. And she's saying, listen, I want to help you. That rarely happens. So take advantage of it. I am. And Meredith, thank you so much for being here, talking to me and being part of this. I know this is uncomfortable for you. Ending with me and audience is uncomfortable. But you're amazing. Your heart is phenomenal, one of the best out there. And you're brilliant and a genius at what you do. I'm lucky to be around you. And I can't wait to experience you at MML.
I will see you there.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, guys. And you know the deal. Long live the Unleashed. We're out.